Hey YouTube, Sebastian here from City. Hope you guys are all having a good week, all had a good weekend. I thought I'd do a little bit of a update today, Monday 24th of January. Time is at about 4:15. Temperature in the store is at about 22-23 degrees. Humidity is at about 65%, so everything is all good. How's things been in the store? All right, let's put the truth. Things are a little bit slow, a lot slower than what I expected them to be within a hydroponic or aquaponic system. A lot of the things I was used to was from South Africa, where obviously everything was growing, number one, outdoor. Massive difference in the weather, temperature, sun intensity. So yeah, I guess this is what the challenge has all been about. It's an expensive challenge, but if you don't try in life, you never know what you're gonna get. So worth the try. So, but in any case, let me show you guys what it's all about. How are things growing? Just a little bit of an update every few days instead of leaving it for too long. And it's good for me as well to check on the videos. I'm in the store every single day, so I don't really I see the stuff growing, but not as much as viewing the videos from 3 days ago, a week ago. It makes a big difference. So further ado, let me show you guys what's happening. Hope you guys enjoy. So like explained, things are moving along in the store. What is this that we are seeing? So yes, as explained last week, I was gonna change all my top beds from my old aquaponic, which is now my hydroponic system. I was gonna turn every single top beds into beds for my lettuces. So what I've done, I've gone and purchased some polystyrene foam sheets and had a little bit of measuring to do and double checking how many and best way to fit everything. So just to show you guys, the polystyrene on itself is about 2.5 centimeters from what I remember, and on every single one of them I'm actually fitting about 130 pods. So that will be 130 lettuces. So 260 lettuce that will be growing in those two basins in the front here. So those two are running on one pump that is feeding both the systems and the top beds, and the water goes back in the center. Center holes are 110 millimeters and the smaller holes for the pods are 44 millimeters. And it's working good. I've done it in such a way in the center. Yes, I'm losing 4 holes, but I've done it in this way to make sure that there's no clogging or anything like this, and you've got better visual to see what is actually happening. The water flow underneath hasn't changed at all. It's still the same, so everything all good. So yeah, today is Monday. I was only able to do 2 of them. Came into the store a little bit late. I had a telephonic meeting this morning trying to sort things out. So I came into the store around 11 odd and then started obviously the daily things, double checking everything, making sure all the plants are fine, feeding the fish, a little bit of a mop of a cleanup. So just to show you guys in the back. Okay, yes, the one area is a mess, but this is literally my dumping area. We have an area in Nosha where we can throw away our recycling materials. So once the weather gets a little bit better, I'll be sorting out a lot of this between the plastic, the polystyrene, the cardboard, and sending it to the recycle. So this is the mess from today's work. A lot of holes to make. Unfortunately, I purchased one of the bells that I wanted to utilize, the 44 mil bell, and when I got here I realized it doesn't fit inside my drill, so I've had to do every single one of them by hand. So it's been quite a long day on all of this. Hello. So it's been good. I still have 3 to go, but it's not going too slow. I've actually done quite a lot of cleaning in the store as well. Cleaned up the whole back area, my whole little office area. I've moved my dehumidifier. It actually works better right here. I've got it on automatic. The temperature is at, well, the humidity is at 50%. Wait, the humidity been at 50%, and I've got it on automatic, and the water is permanently dripping into the drain. Previously I was utilizing it and actually putting it within the piping system, where I was sending it back within the tanks themselves. It is clean water, but you know, I don't want to play around too much with funny stuff. I noticed that my water got a bit murky here and there, so I decided not to utilize that water anymore. So finishing up on the salad beds. I've done 2 of them today. Tomorrow I'll finish the other 3. And the grow room, I am extremely happy with it. Things are growing beautifully in there. Temperature inside is at about 30 degrees. The grow light is working very good. The French chives ciboulette is going okay. This is my other salads that are, no, yes, those are my other salads. So they're coming out slowly. Those ones are coming out very good. But this is actually not my salad, sorry. This is my timian. So the timian, sorry about that, the timian was actually planted about 2 days ago. So germination is really good inside here. Sorry about that. That is a thyme timian. Those are my lettuces, also planted last week Friday. So they are about 3 or 4 days old, and they are growing beautifully. They're coming out very good. Any of you have any advice on when will the best time be to actually move them into the DWC, into the deep water cycle bed? Let me know. From what I understand, it might be best for me to wait until there's an actual root coming out. But any other advice on the lettuce, let me know when you think it's going to be best for them to be moved. Then this is my parsley, very happy in here. And I've tried another tray of coriander. Let's see how that goes. In the back here, I've got some flowers which are supposed to help for germination due to the fact that they attract bees and all of that. So yeah, I know I'm in a closed environment, but this I will be utilizing maybe in the summer, so I want them to grow, because in the warmer months it will be the opportunity to have the doors open and let a lot of fresh air. Then I've got 2 chili plants and 4 pepper plants. This is what I could start with. So far so good. But in here I've got all 630 salads that I've started, and 150 thyme plants that I've also done. So that was last week Friday's work. Totally different way of planting. This is not really like planting in your normal material. This is more planting 1 or 2 seeds per pods and then making the most out of it. I've also had some question about the strawberries. How much will I be retailing the strawberries for? Well, at the rate that they're growing, I'm not sure when I'll be having strawberries. This is my first time for me growing the strawberries this way. So the Temptation, the French Temptation one, are the smaller ones. They're taking their time, but they're looking healthy. The bigger ones here are the Rugen one, and those are quite healthy. They're doing good, no problem. I've upped all the timing on the light, so currently I've got them on 16 hours. But I think tonight before I leave, I'm gonna try for the strawberries to actually have these 2 beds here on 24 hours a day light. So I just want to see what happens. The tomatoes, I'm quite happy with them. They're doing very, very well. They're growing almost to the roof. So everything is good with the tomatoes. A lot of little buds that are coming up. So within a few days I'll have a lot more flowers. So quite a few flowers that have popped up left, right and center. And they are doing very, very good. Very strong root system. The roots are very, very happy in the trays and in the pipes. I've also turned down my timing system for the tomatoes to now having them on for 30 minutes every 2.5 hours. So they're looking a little bit better, they're looking happier. It was just about finding a balance between too much water and too little water. So that's good, the fish are alright. Beginning of the week, no, it was actually on Friday. Friday I wasn't very happy with the quality of the water of the fish. So when it comes to the quality of the water of the fish, yes, you can purchase all the testing equipment and test your ammonia and test your nitrate and test this and test that. But I think with my experience with fish keeping, I've kept fish for long enough to actually know from the look of it, from the smell of it, from the feeling of the water, the look of it. Obviously, if your water starts getting a little bit murky, if you've done a water change or if you haven't done a water change in a few days, I had done a 10 to 15, 20% water change the previous week. But I'd done quite a bit of movement as well in the bed where I removed a lot of the clay balls. I wanted half of the system to be a little bit more submerged. So there was quite a bit of movement that happened. So your water is going to be murky. And without me realizing, there was a message on one of the groups in the city that did mention that people had noticed that their water was a little bit murky. So that could have been one of the reasons too. From a smell point of view, you know when you're having a problem. The minute that you walk into the store, you will smell that ammonia smell, the bad smell. So when you smell that, when you walk into the store, your first thought is, oi, what has happened to my fish? So luckily everything was good. You know, the lax or the salmon, the rainbow trout, salmon trout are quite resilient. They're quite strong fish, as long as I don't have too much water changes with water up and down, especially on temperature for the system. So another way as well is when you fill your water, due to the fact what I do from time to time, I take actually some of the water from the tank in one of the spray bottles, and just to freshen up the environment, but freshen up the leaves, almost like having a mister. I do spray my plants a bit with the fish water, but I only do that once a day, twice a day max, and I don't soak them. I just vaporize them a little bit. It gives them a little bit of a life. It makes the store smell beautiful, especially on the basil, especially on the tomato leaves. It brings you that fresh smell into the store. So those are the few pointers within the aquaponics that I have. Hydroponic for me is very new. I've always worked more with the aquaponics, so it's a lot of playing. Last week was midweek. I think I added about 50 milliliters of water per 400 liters, and so far the plants are fine. I wasn't too happy with the way the basil leaves were looking, so on this tonight as well, on the basil leaf, I'm going to up the light intensity actually on all the leaves. So I'm going to try it for a few days now, having almost 18 hours. So I'm going to up it by another 2 hours, 18 to 19 hours a day. Keeping in mind, the environment is a very cold environment, and they definitely need a lot more light. So thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoy. Any questions, please feel free to put it into the comments. Remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to share. Especially for me, it's all about sharing it. And advice. If anybody has any advice on what I'm doing, send it through. I'm always open for new advice, ways of doing. I know Vainon from Dazel Farm, he'd mentioned something regarding the heat exchanger. I've checked their video. I think that their barracks, their system came with a heat exchanger. I don't have one. So what I work with is literally in the morning, I open the doors a little bit, allow some fresh air in, allow some cold air in, vice versa. Work with the ionizer, work with the dehumidifier. So I've got a lot more work manually to do than an automated system. But definitely, if one day the finances would allow it, I definitely look in heat exchanger. It sounds and looks like quite a cool unit to have. So thank you very much. You guys have a good one. Enjoy. See you guys. Hey do.